In July 1969, three men were moving through a vacuum of total silence, over 200,000 miles from the nearest human being. Inside the Apollo 11 command module, Buzz Aldrin noticed a bright, laser-like light outside his window. It wasn't a distant star. It was an object with a distinct shape, pacing their spacecraft perfectly. Aldrin knew that reporting a UFO on an open frequency would be a disaster. If NASA deemed him mentally unfit, the mission would be aborted, and he would never set foot on the moon. He decided to test the reality of what he was seeing without saying the word alien. He asked Houston for the exact distance to their discarded S-4B booster panel, hoping the light was just a reflection off their own hardware. Mission Control checked the radar and gave a chilling answer. The booster was 6,000 miles away. The object hovering just feet from their window was something entirely unknown. The astronauts chose to complete their objective, landing on the moon while keeping the sighting to themselves. By prioritizing the mission over the mystery, the first recorded encounter with a deep space anomaly remained out of the public record for decades. In May 2026, the Pentagon suddenly declassified over 160 top-secret files, including audio tapes and videos that had been locked away for generations. For 70 years, the official government position was that these sightings were simple mistakes, nothing more than optical illusions or floating ice crystals. The sudden release of these files forces a question. Why did the world's most powerful military spend 7 decades denying the existence of UFOs, only to admit the truth now? During the 1950s, the Sputnik crisis created a climate of absolute geopolitical dread. Americans were terrified that the Soviet Union had seized control of the space above their heads. There was a genuine fear that a nuclear payload could drop from orbit at any second. Every unknown object in the sky was viewed through the lens of potential Soviet aggression. In 1957, the FBI investigated a civilian report of a spherical craft that lacked wings or an engine. It moved with a level of agility that defied the known limits of aviation. Admitting that a hyper-advanced craft was violating American airspace and that the military was powerless to stop it would have caused nationwide panic. The decision to bury these reports was a strategic move to project strength. The government chose to maintain the illusion of control rather than admit they were being watched by something they didn't understand. To keep the secret, the government encouraged the idea that UFOs were the domain of conspiracy theorists and science fiction. This created a professional stigma. Military pilots often refused to report strange encounters because they feared being mocked or grounded as psychologically unfit for duty. Recently, the military abandoned the term UFO entirely, replacing it with UAP, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena. This shift in language allows the military to move past the pop culture jokes and treat these sightings as a serious matter of national security. In the 21st century, we have moved beyond human testimony. We are now tracking these objects with FLIR cameras, advanced sensors, and high-altitude drones. Pentagon records describe metallic orbs and football-shaped craft that hover without any visible means of propulsion, no rotors, no wings, and no heat exhaust. These objects perform maneuvers that are physically impossible for human aircraft, such as making 90-degree turns while traveling at supersonic speeds. This chart compares the force of those turns. A human pilot loses consciousness or dies at around 9 Gs. These craft generate over 100 Gs, a level of pressure that would instantly crush human bone and cause modern drones to disintegrate midair. Sensors also record transmedium travel, where objects move from space into the atmosphere and then dive into the ocean without slowing down or creating a splash. The digital data confirms that these are not secret Russian or Chinese drones. The physics prove we are dealing with a technology that is generations ahead of human engineering. The timing of this transparency has led many to wonder why the government is suddenly volunteering the truths now. In political circles, the dead cat strategy involves introducing a shocking topic to distract the public from a separate, damaging conversation. Some theorists argue that the UAP file dump was a calculated move to draw attention away from the release of sensitive files involving high-profile political scandals. This leaves the public to decide if the government has become genuinely transparent or if they are using these disclosures as a tool for political misdirection. The release of these files followed a multi-year legal and political battle fought within the halls of Congress. High-ranking intelligence officials testified under oath, risking their careers to bring the truth into the public record. These whistleblowers stated that the government currently holds intact non-human craft and biological remains. This testimony forced the passage of the UAP Disclosure Act, legally compelling the Pentagon to open its vaults to the public. Official records now acknowledge that technology with unknown origins operates within our atmosphere. This shifts the focus from proving their existence to understanding their intent.